Hey everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books, where we talk everything bookish. So today I'm doing a bit of a different video. In honor of going back to school, I am going to suggest some books that are fun to read with your kids or fun to read if you are a teacher. So one of my favorite things about teaching is read alouds. So I'm going to suggest some for you guys to read if you're a teacher, or to read if you have children, or just to read if you are an adult because they're adorable. So if you want to see what I picked out, just keep watching. So the first one I picked out is A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. So this one is about a little girl who is about to go to school, and she's a little bit nervous about making friends in school, and she's worried that like all of her friends will kind of have to like everything that she likes, or they won't want to be her friend. And so like her big thing is she likes lima beans, and she's afraid her other friends aren't going to like lima beans. And she comes to like an understanding that to be friends, you don't always have to have everything in common. So I really enjoyed this one. I love it. And it is a good read for the beginning of the school year. Another lovely read aloud is Each Kindness by Jaqueline Woodson. I really enjoy Jaqueline Woodson's books. So this one just kind of goes over like how being kind to someone can, just kind of make the world a little bit better. There is a learning lesson within this one where a little girl and her friends don't want to play with a little girl who's there, and that little girl ends up moving away, and they never get to befriend her. And they kind of learn this lesson of like, oh, if I would have shown her kindness, what would have happened? It's a wonderful lesson in the book, and it's a really good one to do in the beginning of the year as like your class is coming together and they're learning that like all about each other, and just giving each person or each child like grace and kindness in the classroom. So I think this one is a wonderful one to read in the beginning of the school year. So another one, I never read it as a read aloud, but my son really loved it to read, for me to read to him when he was little. And that one is Can I Be Your Dog by Troy Cummings. This one is just an adorable book. A stray dog is writing letters to people and houses on the block where he is kind of living and trying to find a home. And so he writes letters to every house on the block, and he's trying to find a home. And unfortunately, there are times where he gets rejected, and until he finally finds his permanent home. So I really enjoyed this one. It was really cute. It kind of comes off in letter format, so kids kind of see what it looks like to like write a letter, or see what a letter looks like and read a letter. So I thought that was unique about it, and it's just so sweet. And you just want to see the dog get his home, his permanent home. And it's really cute. So definitely check this one out if you have younger children, or even keep it in your classroom, in your classroom library. Another favorite in our house is Mother Bruce by Ryan T. Higgins. This one is absolutely adorable. You could read this one aloud. You could have it in your house. If you have children, you could read it as an adult and absolutely love it. This is about a bear who he's going to get some food, and it is eggs and they hatch and they won't go away. And so they kind of form this bond, and it's just a beautiful story of him learning, being really grumpy bear, learning to love these little hatchlings, so that he learns to love these little geese. And he kind of shows them how to, like, he teaches them how to do things, and then finally it gets to the end and he kind of teaches them how to fly, and it goes from there. Absolutely adorable book. Highly recommend. So in these ones, I'm going a bit of a different route, and I'm going to more of a nonfiction, and this is more of like an interactive nonfiction, and it's a series, and it's the What If You Had. So this one's What If You Had T-Rex teeth? What if you had an animal tongue? and then what if you had animal ears. So this is really fun. So it's nonfiction, so you're getting a different format. And then it also is more interactive because students like to kind of choose the animal ears at the end. They're like, oh, that'd be really cool. I want those ones. And then they're also just learning different facts about animals within the book, because this is talking all about animal tongues. And then it gives you some facts from the animal or about the animal. This one is the ears, and it gives you not only facts in regards to the ears, but other facts about the animals as well. So these are just such fun books for students. They're just, like I said, more interactive nonfiction books. Here's another favorite within our household. When my boys were younger, they loved this book. They have kept this book over the years and have read and reread it. And they are even older now and truly enjoy it. And that one is Misunderstood Shark. So this is about a shark who is obviously misunderstood. So I believe it's the jellyfish. He's kind of doing an interview style, or like he's like a part of a show, and in the book he's telling all the facts about the ocean, and the shark kind of gets involved, and it goes from there, and it's an unlikely friendship. So I think this one is really cute to have within your classroom, especially with younger kids, and to also like read with your own children. It's very sweet, and it's like a laugh out loud one too. Like my kids definitely giggled at this one. So another one I have that is actually one that I loved as a kid, and then obviously I shared it with my children, and that one, Charlie Anderson, and this one is by Barbara Abercrombie and illustrated by Mark Graham. And so this one is about a cat. So a family moves into a new house. It's a mom and two daughters. They move into a new house. They have their cat Charlie, and then one day Charlie gets out during a storm and he doesn't come back for a while. And of course, you know, everybody in the house, the mom and the two girls, go out looking for him. They're very sad. Charlie ends up coming back and staying with them, but then he leaves every so often and hangs out somewhere else. And then you realize that Charlie has now become Charlie Anderson because he's Anderson at a different family's house. So anyways, it's supposed to show through the eyes of the cat, or through the cat, that, you know, sometimes kids have two homes, or people have two homes. And so I really thought that was really cute, and I liked it. And it just shows like how much Charlie is loved and cared for, and he is loved in both homes. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. It's a really cute book. So another one I enjoy reading aloud is another Jaqueline Woodson, and that one is The Other Side. The book is set like during segregation. So Clover's mom, who is one of the girls, says it's not safe to cross the fence. So they kind of meet at the fence, and there are two little girls who are seemingly lonely, kind of just playing off by themselves, and they slowly get closer together and form this friendship. So I just thought it was so cute, and obviously it has a wonderful message to it. Again, I love Jaqueline Woodson's children's books, so I love reading them aloud. She just has such good themes to her books. So another fun read aloud. This one is a chapter book, so that one takes me a little bit while to read and get through if I am reading it aloud to my class. But that one would be Bunnicula, A Rabbit Tale of Mystery. So this one is just such an adorable book. It is about, it goes through the eyes, I believe, is it a dog and a cat? And then a bunny comes in, and then they kind of think that this bunny might be like Dracula. So it's a really cute story, and like the dog, I think it's the cat that is like really concerned, and the dog's just kind of like older, and he's like, no, he's not. And the bunny keeps on getting out of the cage and then mysteriously getting back in. And so the dog never sees it, but then the cat sees it. And it's just a really cute read aloud. The kids get really like interested, and it's kind of like a mystery. And so they're trying to solve and figure out what's happening. So it's very interactive in that way. And another read aloud that's more for like geared toward older children, like upper elementary grades, and that one would be The One and Only Ivan. This one is by Katherine Applegate. This is about Ivan, and Ivan is a gorilla, and it's told through like him and some other animals that he interacts with. He is a gorilla. So Ivan is a gorilla who has been living in an enclosure in a shopping mall for many years, and a new elephant comes in named Ruby, and they form a friendship, and it kind of goes from there. This has a lot of like different themes and different things for students to like try and pick up on. So if they're trying to figure out like almost like inferencing, it's really good for that, of trying to figure out, okay, character feelings, character traits, as well as inferring like what might be happening or why these characters are feeling this way. It's really good for that, to activate that thinking. So I love reading The One and Only Ivan. It is such a heartwarming story. Definitely has some sad parts, but it is really good as a read aloud. The kids are so engaged. This is one that I actually will read like in the beginning of the school year, towards like when winter break is coming. So we'll read it up until then, and then I think the last day of winter break we normally watch the movie, and the kids really enjoy that. So if you have children, read it. If you are a teacher, read it to your class. And if you are an adult, this is another good one to just read, because it's such a quick read, and it's just beautifully written. Another quick mention is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. I tend to use this when I'm teaching poetry. He has a lot of good poems. I filter through them because there are some that are a little bit, you know, iffy because of when they were written, but he has good poems that will teach rhyming. It'll look at like stanzas and verses, and how they're like how poems are written, because they're obviously, students need to understand that they're not written the same as like a narrative writing piece. So it's good to see that. And it teaches like onomatopoeia and like rhyme scheme and all of that. So I really enjoy picking out some of Shel Silverstein's poems and sharing them with the class. One I actually enjoy is called Smart, and that's just because it's really funny. It's about like a kid who has a dollar bill, and he keeps on exchanging the dollar bill for different amounts of money and thinking that it is like more, so like $1 for 2 quarters, because 2 is bigger than 1. And like the kids start to catch on, and they realize, oh my goodness, he's not going to end up with as much money as he started with. So that's a really cute one. There are a few more that are in there that just are really good, that have more like rhyming ones. And then last, I can't forget like our youngest readers. I've said this before in a tag video, I believe, but I love Sandra Boynton books for our tiniest readers. I teach upper elementary, so I don't get to read these a lot. if I don't get to ever read them. But I read these to my kids when they were younger, and then they started reading them. And it's just, Sandra Boynton books are just so fun. And one of my favorites is the Going to Bed book. And then I also love Moo Ba La La La. That's another good one. But any one that you choose of a Sandra Boynton book, I'm sure you will enjoy, because they're just short and sweet to read right before bed. So I'm sure I've forgotten some. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye.